Alright guys, CR is back once again. I guess I don't have a part 2 because I crashed the system on the last stream, which I just basically ends mid-sentence again. I really hate when that happens. Man with the self. Try to fix that. Alright, so take 2. Alright. I do appreciate everyone that dropped by, well, on part 1, I guess, this time around. I tried to relay a message in whether or not it worked or not, doesn't matter. Because I'm back once again. So, well, I guess I'll just have to wait, I guess. So while I'm waiting for people to come back, oh, I got someone dropping in. Alright. Yeah, I'm still here. Whip out my intro here again. For part 2. And I'm back. I'm back once again. So yes, I'm sorry that I got cut off, guys. So it's gonna be part 2 in this case from the previous creation mode plus chit chat, which I'll change the title so it says part 1 of 2. Put the link in and all that good stuff here. So while I wait for a few people to come back in, hey Nathaniel, thank you, man. Alright, I got some other people dropping in. That's cool. So yes, I'm sorry everyone that I got cut off. Yeah, you know how electronics go at times. They want to work when they work. When they don't, yeah, it's pretty bad. Anyways, I I'm thinking that I'll actually change what I had in mind on doing, just because. I think I'll actually just show it as a regular video. I'll still keep both of these videos, but yeah, unfortunately, yeah, it would have been better if they were together, but whatever, right? Yeah, of course. When I'm on a roll, what happens? I like literally just roll downhill and have to run back up the hill, let's just say. Run back up that computer hill. Come back on again. Yeah, it sucks, but nah, what can you do? It's tech, right? Yeah, I know. I know. I know. Maybe I should start saying if I mysteriously disappear, it's probably because of it. Maybe I should start mentioning that. So I haven't figured out why that happens. Not sure why. It doesn't always happen too. That's the funny thing. Sometimes I've gone live long and nothing happens, then out of nowhere I'm on a roll and brick wall frozen on the system and I freeze right out where I have to hard reboot the system. Yeah. Hey Jeff, thank you for returning. I appreciate it. Unfortunately, like I said, I literally DC'd, disconnected, or like froze out. So, yeah. While I wait for some people to jump back on, because I thought I saw 8 or 9, give or take. So I'm gonna say while I'm waiting for everyone to come back, because I don't want to start it yet. or restart what I was saying, because I'll be saying some other stuff, so I'll just wait for a little bit here. But, you know, I want to say thanks to everyone that's been dropping by the channel through the thick and thin, through my DCs, through all that stuff. I appreciate it. Many of you have supported me for a very long time. You've been with me before the half K or 1K mark. I mean, you guys seen where it was way back then. Probably seen kits that were version 1 when I already have like version 3 or 4 out now, or it will be. Right? Don't worry, I saw that. Just saying, I already saw that. So yeah. Nathaniel, no, I haven't not tried out the flies yet. Not yet. I'm just waiting for that opportunity. Now, if I don't get the opportunity, I will actually give some to a couple friends of mine so they can try it out and help me test them out. I'll probably just give them as gifts and be like, hey, try this out. Try this out for me. Alright? Did it land bites? Did it land a fish on? You know? That way I'm not so biased against it. I'll be like, you know, I'm giving this to you for free. Try it out for me. Like, I would tell them, you know, no conditions. I don't even care if it comes back in one piece. I just want to know. Because sometimes it's better to know something than to jump head first into the deep end without learning how to swim first. Or doggy paddle. So, yeah. Oh, I know, Nate, you would try one. I know. So I'm mysteriously gonna bring this into camera. Like usual. So, mysteriously bring this into frame. Which I showed in one of the previous live streams. Sheesh. I might have to change the encoder on the OBS. It might be too much, but I'll have to see. Anyways, coming back to what I was saying. Yeah, since I got enough people in here. Don't worry, man. I'm reading what you're saying. So coming back to what I was talking about earlier, about putting strikers on multi-tools like this Gerber that I have here. Like I said, usually I do it with the flathead, just because usually they're straight already, and for the most part, most of them would be rounded off. So you gotta grind it so it's a 90-degree angle and flat again. And of course, you want to do it so when you're pushing on it, it doesn't close. So you're pushing it to stay open, let's just say. So yeah. Ooh. Don't play with fire inside. And have water ready. Because you don't want to burn anything, like your camera. And your desk. And random pieces of plastic. Yeah, bad idea. So I basically started to change some of these strikers I have. I mean, everyone's familiar with hacksaw blades. Like these. They can work. Actually, I have one from an airfare rod that I had. Also, you can tell this type of shape right here, very common. Now, usually with this one, you would have like 3 teeth on it, so it would stand out like this. I've changed that. I'm like, screw that. It would, when I first got it, I was just like, so hard to use. So I changed it so it's just a 9-degree spine. 9-degree spine, that's it. It's just like how the dollar store one that I have here, I actually had to change it. Because originally it was smooth, 9-degree spine. So that's what I did with this one. So it's got that 9-degree spine on both sides. So if I gotta do it left-handed, strike left-handed, it can work. And where keyring lanyard would go, I've actually put a 90-degree spine on this part too. So I have 3 spots on this to use as a striker or a scraping type of tool. So let me just put these tools away here. Now, there is even more. Everyone's familiar with using glass. Glass can work. Maybe a ceramic striker. Yeah, those work. Hacksaw blade. Yeah, it works. Back of a screwdriver or flathead. That can work too. But there is other stuff. I've actually seen and tried out other stuff that actually randomly works, and I don't know how. So, and of course saws and backs of saws and stuff like that. I'm just trying to pull out the example I have here. If I can find it here. Alright, well, I guess I have to take the one that I have, EDC. Now, I'm gonna show off 2 more, or at least 2 more examples of strikers, or things that can be used for scraping or to strike a ferro rod with, that I'm pretty sure I've not seen. Now, these have their own characteristics, and they're not as thick as, what I just showed. But these 2 things are a common item, or relatively common. But they're hidden. They're hidden because they were meant for a different reason. Now, first thing I'm gonna show off here is this. Now, if anyone can tell what this is, let me know in the comments. In the side chat right now, if you know what this is. The next thing I'm gonna show, so for number 2 item, is this right here. Let's see if anyone knows what these are from. I'll give you guys a sec just to see it. Now that I've given you guys a little bit of time, don't worry, I'm seeing the messages. Those are more private anyways. But anyways, the first thing I showed, right here, let's just say, for that sound, and this motion right here, yeah, it's from a slap bracelet. I didn't even, I'm just showing, I've broken slap bracelets because I've used them before, but I was just kind of playing around with it, and I'm just like, you know what, I just cut it. Even with, if you look at it, it doesn't even look like, it doesn't even have like a lip on it, but taking this magnesium bar, look, this works as a striker. It has its own characteristic because it's more flexible and thinner, but slap bracelet, yeah, could be used as a striker for a ferro rod or for scraping purposes. Next here, this is actually part of a VHS. Anyone that's younger or whatever might not know what VHS is. VHS is like the recording medium or media that came before Blu-ray and DVDs. Back in the 80s and 90s, let's just say. So basically this is like the bar you would see in the cassette, in the tape itself. So I just happen to have an example here. So basically, once you open this, you would notice this. I think it's meant to support the tape reel so they sit still or something like that. And I didn't even realize this until later on, because I've actually shown a video on reusing VHS cassettes, and I didn't even realize, but this ain't even modified or anything. This is just literally out of the cassette box. Now this is thinner, so it's more flexible. See right here, just to show that I'm using it. Yeah, could be used as a striker or as a scraper. Now, both of these are more flexible, clearly, but another option there. Yeah, exactly, Nathaniel. I didn't even think about that before either. I was just like, really? Really? That actually works? Because the funny thing about a striker, for example, for a ferro rod or for scraping purposes, now, more specifically about the ferro rod, just because everyone says like, oh, hey, if it, there's a saying or thing that, if it's a piece of metal and you can scrape your thumbnail, for example, it's gonna be good to go. That's not necessarily always true. I played around with different metals before, random bits. They scrape my thumbnail. No sparks from the ferro rod, even though it's a piece of metal. And you think it would work, but for a ferro rod, it won't work as a striker. You might be able to still scrape with it for whatever reason, but for a ferro rod, it didn't work. And it doesn't have to be per se stiff either, like a hacksaw blade. Right, a hacksaw blade is more rigid. This is flexible, yet it works. So I'm just guessing that maybe it's that 9-degree spine on this or whatever. Easy. I've actually already shown this when I showed off the magnesium fire starter in that video. That's what I was using. Like, I know there's other things like scissors and stuff like that. But the thing about scissors is, I mean, like, I guess if you take it, you take it. Or if you have smaller ones and breaking it off. Like, usually there's a center part, right? There's that center part. And I've been trying to get my hands on some tools so I can remove that center part. So I can use that hole, cut it, use it as a lanyard point, and use the rest of the scissor, or half a scissor, scissor, the half of scissors, one bar of the scissor as a striker, and go from there. But that'll be for another project. Really? I've never tried that. I've never seen that work for me, personally. Nathaniel. I mean, there's other things that can work. I know that. right? I know other things can work. Sometimes, like I said, sometimes you never know until you try. And I just tried it out. I'm like, wow, this actually works. You know, not for per se. I'm not saying I would stock up on like that stuff, but it might be good, just good knowledge to remember. Be like, hey, maybe the situation comes. I don't know. Maybe it's a slap bracelet that you're trying to figure out another use for it because you broke it or whatever. Well, hey, I mean, some of these aren't that heavy per se. So, I mean, extra couple of ways to strike your fair run or to scrape with, you know, I don't mind adding them in. Now, how well they can work when you're actually trying to shower sparks, that's a different matter, but it can strike your fair run. These are possible to be able to use. In addition to other stuff like glass, ceramic, let's say the back of broken glass, for example, that's most common. Flint, something harder than the steel, like quartz, for example. Uh, backs of saws and stuff like that you might already have with you. Back of your knife, if it has that 90-degree spine, for example, and stuff like that. So, well, I'm just saying, like, if you're trying to start, let's say, it's not fatwood, it's not cotton balls, it's not jarwood, it's not jute twine, it's not cattail, it's not toilet paper, it's not tissue, it's not frayed up jute twine, it's not charcoal. Let's say it's or fatwood or Maya dust or Maya dust, fatwood shavings or fatwood feathers. Let's say it's normal wood. Sometimes you have to shout. Normal wood's much harder. Normal wooden shavings are much harder to ignite in comparison to like all that other stuff that can work, which I just mentioned. All those things are much easier to ignite. I mean, cotton ball, for the most part, you should be able to do that within 1 or 2 strikes. Fatwood, maybe four or five. And from the times I've done with using similar size ferro rod, obviously a bigger ferro rod or fatter, wider ferro rod is going to give you way more sparks just because the surface area of the steel in that case, and well, you're going to get larger globs of sparks, so it's going to be easier. What is that? Well, I'm probably not end this live stream within the next. Or not add you in. It'll give me a chance. Anyways, I'll probably end this within the next 6 minutes here. And besides, I still have to do my outro and all that stuff anyways. So, yeah, I think now probably do it. I kind of wish I didn't have to do a part 2. Well, at least I want to watch the part 1. And I appreciate everyone that dropped by. I saw the view count on it, so can't be all that bad. I know. I saw it, I'm like, wow, that was fast. I'm expecting to see, under 12 views, for example. Not as many as I saw. So, that's awesome. So I want to say a special thanks to everyone that dropped by on this and part 1 of this live stream, which didn't end so well, which just ends me like that. So no outro for that one, but that's okay. I'll probably end screen something in and, you know, all that good stuff. So let's see. Thank you, Nathaniel, for dropping by. I know Leo Beal came by. Some other people came by. Cheap Things Outdoors, thank you for dropping by. And thanks, Matthew, for dropping by. Appreciate it. And let's see. I know there's other people. I'm sorry. I'm having a brain fart right now. I'm trying to remember. But anyways, for everyone that dropped by on the first part, thank you very much. I appreciate it. For taking the time to be like, I'm jumping over and seeing what Sierra's creating. Alright? So, you know, you want to ask me something, Nathaniel, on the way out? Or something like that? You know, that's cool. Because I'll probably end the show within the next 5 minutes, or within the next 5 minutes or less, so. So as I remember to put all my stuff away here. Yeah. Remembering from part 1 what I said. If you're gonna show something off on a live stream or in video, specifically per se survival related items or things that are useful, remember to put them away after and make sure you actually put them all away, because you don't want to be like head back out and be like, oh, I thought I had XYZ with me, dang it, I don't have it, and then you're forced to improvise or something like that. Alright, Nathaniel, thank you, I appreciate it. So yeah. Anyways. Yeah, I think that's pretty much going to do it for me on this live stream. So yeah, thanks for everyone that's dropped by and all that good stuff. So, it's time for my outro. Now, as the world changes so much oneself to reach a new level of skill and knowledge, one must practice. A single person can't help everyone in this world, but one person can help someone in this world. And until the next creation mode, from the guy that's always in creation mode, and of course, trying to just learn new things, even for the first time, and practicing it, and trying to make progress forward. It's peace out from CR, and I'll catch you next time. And take care, and thanks for dropping by.